And drumroll please, the final installment of the first series of my retellings. This was quite possibly one of the shortest books I've ever read because it was only like 120 pages, which is really disappointing because as stories like this build up, you kind of want like more meat, more beefy. Like I want to eat like a 5-course dinner with these damn stories. Also, I would like to clarify that I took a break in the middle of reading this book to read a Genshin Impact fanfic that was longer than this entire series put together. So this might be one of my loosest retellings of a book ever because I feel like I blackout read this because Child Lumine fanfics live in my head rent-free. As per usual, here's the blurb. There can only be one king of hell and only one fallen angel to hold a title. I didn't know that until my angel fell into hell for me. Morgan challenged the current king with the whole of DA brought to hell to watch. The winner not only gets a title, but he also gets control of everything hell holds, including Mia. I just hope my angel doesn't lose too much of himself to save me in the end. I won't let him. I can't. With my wolf, my demon princess, and my angel, I should be able to survive hell, right? Once the fallen fall, they must never rise again. God. So, time to get into the thick of it. It starts off from where the last book ends. Well, duh. And so Morgan had fallen to hell and lost his wings for Lexi? Oh my god, I almost forgot her name. Oh my god. And Lucifer is like, hey, yo, I have a wedding to plan for me and my mate. And Morgan, like, passes out, and then Lexi passes out from pain or something, so she blacks out and then wakes up in some kind of, like, bone cage. And she has to agree to play nice with Lucifer because now he has Morgan in his custody, and all she wants to do is go see him and save him, but she really can't do anything right now. So Mr. Lucifer goes... Is Lucifer his last name? His sons of Lucifer is their last names, I'm pretty sure. So is his name like Lucifer? The people want to know, G. Bailey. The people want to know. I guess that's irrelevant. You know, whatever. So when Lexi is like awake and everything, Lucifer gives a tour of all the different levels of hell and is like, look at all I own. But anyways, on the flip side, while that's happening, the rest of her harem are working together with Lilith to try and track Lexi down, and they're all like begrudgingly accepting the fact that they have to share Lexi and that they're in a harem now, which kind of doesn't make sense to me with how the whole series started with the Lucifer twins being possessive. I guess I expected more of a fight between the guys, but I guess they're all just okay with this whole thing. They're stuck with each other now. So apparently only angels can open portals to hell. Wait. If an angel steps into hell, they lose their wings, but Lilith calls Gabriel over for a favor to portal them into hell? Okay, well that doesn't seem like it makes sense at all. And I don't know if that's just me or if that's the book. If I'm misremembering or if it's just that bad. I could fact check, but also I can't be bothered, so I'm going to just ignore it like any other problem ever. So I guess Lucifer is giving Lexi a tour, and they stumble upon Morgan, who's like tied up in red goop. Okay, I'm pretty sure I blackout read this book, so I'm actually going to take what I think I read into consideration versus what was actually written, which I mean, I guess is what the whole point of this series is, but in my head, Morgan was like strung up on some hell tree with red vines or red something holding him back, and he was all like passed out because his body like went into overdrive by being present in hell, because I guess losing your wings would probably make your body be like, hey, what the fuck? Anyways, so he's just sort of passed out, and there's a chance that he won't even wake up, but like he has plot armor, so that's kind of irrelevant. Then the other harem guys just kind of TP in at some point, and they're like, oh my god, Lexi, are you okay? And Lilith is there, and Lucifer's like threatening her, and it's a very stressful situation, and then stuff happens, and eventually Morgan wakes up, and with the help of Lexi, calms down, and then challenges Lucifer to a duel to be the king of hell. Because I guess somehow only a fallen angel can be the king of hell, or whatever the fucking blurb I read earlier said. I can't remember. And Lucifer is like, oh, sure, whatever. I mean, he says it all angrily, but he agrees to duke it out. And then I guess the people of hell are being forced into building some fucking arena for the duel for the crown to take place. And Lucifer just fucking yoinks the Demon Academy down into hell somehow. And like a whole bunch of students die because I guess not everyone can survive their first trip into hell. And so Lucifer is like, I will duel you in a few days, or some sort of allotted amount of time in which he just leaves Lexi with the guys. Which I don't quite understand why he does that. Once again, Lucifer is really shit at keeping Lexi away from guys. Like, I don't get it. He's so possessive, but like not possessive. So after some time, Lexi like ends up boinking Klaus and Morgan to get the last 2 horse girl tattoos on her arm. And then she ends up boinking Javier a lot because he's like sent on this mission to get some fairy tale book or something from the Tales or whatever that place is called, whatever those people are named. Because it's like part of the prophecy, or Lexi was supposed to figure out something with it, which I guess I'll just get into that now. Like, Javier, Sarah, and Ike end up finding the fairy tale island, and then they end up getting captured by the people who live there, who have somehow been sheltered from the outside world, I guess, because they don't know, like, any other supernatural races except for themselves. And they meet, like, another girl with a harem named Maddie, and she's, like, the queen of this island, and I'm just going to assume that they came from another like G. Bailey series, because it felt a little bit too much like the harem was a thing, like it was like a little bit too fleshed out. But they like end up calling Lexi, and the book I guess can talk, and it pretty much just tells Lexi that whatever she needed to know was inside of her the whole time. And then it said something about horses but like in Latin, and I guess that was that. And it was a pretty pointless trip, to be honest. I don't even know why the Tales thing existed, other than the fact that it might have just been a crossover from another book. I mean, I'm intrigued. I want to find out where Maddie and her boys came from. Maybe I'll have to figure it out. But, like, it was completely pointless in this book. Like, what was the point of having the book for the prophecy when it literally told us what we already knew? Anyways, it comes to the time... Why did I sound so, like, so done? I enjoy doing this. I'm enjoying doing this. Anyways, I guess it comes to the time where Lucifer and Morgan have to throw down in the arena. Okay, God, fuck. Okay. Lexi makes a plan where Lucifer's been, like, trapping all the souls into hell. And, like, this hell dome. And it's to, like, maximize his powers or something. So when Morgan and Lucifer are fighting, their powers are coming from that. And Lexi made a plan to go and release them to weaken Lucifer to kill him during the fight, even though Lexi knows she pretty much will die with that many souls being released. They'll like overpower her or some shit. But Lucifer and Morgan are throwing down, and Morgan's losing, so Lexi's like, ah, fuck it, and she goes to release the souls from the dome, which, as predicted, kind of overloads her, and she like freaks out and is going to die, but magically all her guys appear, and with the power of horses, it frees her from it. And then Lucifer shows up, and Lilith was like there protecting Lexi that whole time. So like Lucifer and Lilith start throwing down, and by that I mean they both like run forward and stab each other, I think, thus killing each other in a really anticlimactic way. And everyone's sad about Lilith's death, but Lucifer is finally dead, so like that problem's been solved. The conflict pretty much ends in the least exciting way possible, to be honest. Like, I expected a lot more, but I guess that's how these books go. Then I guess there's like a time skip to like 6 months later or something, where I guess things magically work out. And honestly, I don't have the energy to be bothered to list everything that's fixed, but I'm going to try my best. Lexi ends up being queen of hell, and her harem are all kings. I mean, I guess Morgan is crowned first, and like everybody else, I guess Lexi's guaranteed queen of hell and everything, whatever. Sarah and Ike are mated, and they're leading the pack, like the old pack, Javier's pack. Hell has been open to wolves, and the wolf slave contract was dissolved, and Javier leads a pack down there now, I guess. A new demon academy is being built above ground, but I guess final year students go to hell for classes now. Demon parents can choose to homeschool their kids as well, in case they don't want them to go to the demon academy. And Sarah's pregnant with twins. Then some lovemaking between Lexi and her harem ensues, like really abruptly. And I guess Lexi gets pregnant at some point. And then Lexi is told by the angels when she's summoned she can leave hell for 1 day every 6 months, which kind of makes zero sense to me, and it just feels so random. Lexi meets her parents' souls and talks to them. gets closure or whatever. And then cut to a time skip in the epilogue where Lexi and her harem, Sarah and Ike, are at Disneyland with their kids for one of her days where she's allowed to be out of hell. Yeah. The endings to all of these books I feel like are so disappointing. But like, I mean, I guess it's to be expected because the heroine's just like not going to die, or if she dies, she's like resurrected magically or some shit. Like, the stakes are made to be really high, but then it's just resolved like instantly. There's like conflict solved instantly. It's done. Like, it's over. Everything works out. And I guess that's what happens when your heroine is like god modded, but it didn't even really feel like it in this case. I mean, I don't think it's my least favorite supernatural reverse harem series I read, but it definitely isn't the top of the list. It's no Royal Reaper Academy good, but it's not Shadowborn Academy bad. That's a fucking rating chart that only I will understand. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about this. I mean, it was a bad ending. I mean, obviously it's going to be a happy ending and everything's gonna work out. If it's what happens in these romance books. There's like no compromise, it all works out, whatever, it's all perfect. So it's just a little lame, especially with the fact that it was so short. I expected like a lot more from it, which I should learn by now is not something I should do. I mean, I would even possibly give this book like a 1 out of 5. It was just so disappointing. But also I was reading really well-written fanfic in the middle of reading it, so I think I was just disappointed because that fanfic was so much better in every way possible. But the book was just bad. It was bad. It was a terrible ending. It was lame. I'm so disappointed. I'm sorry to bash it because I love this stuff, but it was bad. Very bad. Yeah, I guess that's it for this. I'm just rambling at this point, but yeah, I'll dig into the next book at some point. And by next book, I mean I'll find something else to read. Goodness gracious.